The following episode of the Maui Chamber of Commerce's Business Matters was originally broadcast on April 16th, 2024.
It's time now for Business Matters, brought to you by the Maui Chamber of Commerce. And now here's your host, the president of the Maui Chamber of Commerce, Pam Tupop. Good morning, Pam.
Hey, good morning, Gary. How are you this morning?
I'm doing really well, really well. It's a beautiful sunny morning, and I get to hang out with you for an hour. What else could I ask for?
That's always a great pleasure of mine, too. Thank you so much. Well, welcome, everybody, to Business Matters this morning. I'm Pamela Tupop, president of the Maui Chamber of Commerce, and today we are going to speak with Cymbree Fevella, small business owner of Cymz Creations. I'm going to have her spell that for you and tell you about her creative name. And then we're going to speak to another small business owner, Annabelle Ramil-Costa of Paint Aloha Maui. We have applications out for this year's Made in Maui County Festival. If you are a local manufacturer and make exciting and creative things, truly locally made with 51% of your product valuation coming from right here in the islands, it can be from across the entire state. We want to encourage you, if you have never been a part of the Made in Maui County Festival before, to register and make sure that you're a part of this year's event. It'll be our 11th annual, always held at the Maui Arts and Cultural Center, and it'll be on November 1st and 2nd. But applications are out, and I want to say they go quick, because last year we had a huge waiting list. So get your application in early. Earlier doesn't help, other than it just make sure you're in on time. They're all judged at the same time. It's a jury choke, so we pick the best of the best in product categories. And then for those who don't make it in but are still qualified and have awesome products, they go on a waiting list. And last year we had a very long waiting list. So we want to make sure all the applications get in. But this morning I wanted to begin with Cymbree Fevella. She is the small business owner of Cymz Creations, and she quickly realized that she was making cake pops, and quickly realized that she wanted to create more than just cake pops. So in 2015, Cymbree renamed her company Cymz, C-Y-M-Z. So she renamed the business to Cymz, C-Y-M-Z, Sweet Creations, but so K-R-E-8-T-I-O-N-Z, a very fun name. And so she has since then been hustling desserts 24/7 and doing so many big things. And then following a boom in business in the summer of 2019, she officially opened a brick and mortar with a fully equipped commercial kitchen, opening a dessert shop, and that has been one of her dreams. So from being a college dropout to an entrepreneur was a big deal for her, and little did she know it would become a prime dessert spot for her community. So her company, Cymz Creations, is a locally owned and operated bakery located in Kahului, Maui. You'll find her and her husband, who gets in there and lends a helping hand, along with her mom, greeting clients at the front of the shop. And if you're lucky enough, you'll even see her fur babies cruising in the pickup truck. So you'll want to stop by and get to know her. Let's just welcome her now, because we're so excited to have her on the show. Cymbree Fevella, good morning. Aloha.
Hi, good morning. Aloha, Pam. How are you?
I am excellent. How are you today?
I'm very good. Thank you so much.
Well, you have had really a very creative entrepreneurial journey, and just grown your business exponentially. You've been doing this, even during COVID times. How was it during COVID, when things got really tough after you've been growing, at such a fast pace?
Yeah, so during COVID, we obviously had our doors closed for walk-ins, and we had to think outside of the box as to what we were going to do in order to bring in revenue and income. So during that time, we did have specials that we ran for those who were in healthcare or nursing or the hospitals. So I had clients who would purchase items and we would, discount them at a lower cost. We also would, donate and give out to those who were working in the healthcare industry, whether it was the ambulatory services or, the nurses or CNAs and all of those things as well too. So they could order online. We had a big cartel website that we had put up that people could order, or we had I'm not sure if they even have that Bite Squad, those delivery services that we were kind of interactive with in having our products to be delivered, or even if we would have to go, or sometimes in delivery we would do that as well. So I want to say it was really good for us during that time because there was also like exposure for us as well. For those who didn't know of us at the time, as well too. So it's just kind of being creative and thinking outside of the box during that time with COVID for us to be able to continue, paying the bill, keeping the light on, paying the rent, all of those things that don't just go away just because there's a pandemic, a worldly pandemic that happens. The rents do bills are due by the first of every month. Those don't go away. So yeah.
That's true. And you had opened in the summer of 2019. So you were so successful with your cake pops. And then
definitely. Yeah. So I want to say, luckily, if we were open for a full 6 months before COVID had happened and we had shut our doors. So till this day, we still don't have anybody walk in. Obviously, we know how the work industry is. It's hard to find employees. All of those things. The cost of the hourly wage, and just a lot of things happening. The cost of everything. Right. A lot of logistics have changed since COVID. So our doors are closed right now for walk-in. So we are just a manufacturing location, and we distribute to lots of local stores and other places throughout Maui.
Well, and you have such an amazing array of products. And I know you are constantly creating. Tell us a little bit about your product line and what's new.
Yes. So we have the Hawaiian Chantilly tartlets is what we call it. So we have a machine that we hand press each tart in our shop that we ordered from France. And it's a shortbread crust. They are filled with surprises inside, whether it's lilikoi, guava, ube, obviously is the number one fan. And then we have chantilly on top of that. So it's a small little bite-sized tart that's just perfect. It's not too sweet. The kids love it. Even auntie and uncle, grandma love it. It's just real small and petite. So that's like our star that we had created on a special line for that tartlet. And then we do have Oreo truffles the kids love. We've made those since we first started. And we just made 10 years this past December in business. Wow. So, a decade has flown by so fast.
Congratulations. That's amazing. Really amazing.
Thank you.
So let me ask you, I mean, you mentioned you've got the specialty French equipment that you brought in. How did you get started in baking? I mean, did you go to school for this, or how did you become this entrepreneur?
So I never took any culinary classes. My mom baked when I was a kid. So she would go to Liebherr, then get like chocolate, make the, molds and, all of those things. She was like pretty much like the baker cook. And my husband, his uncle, specializes in wedding cakes. So that's something I do. I do simple wedding cakes. He does tiered wedding cakes, from home and stuff like that. So a few years ago, I got into, when we'd go to his house, he would bake and stuff like that, and I'd help decorate cupcakes. And it's like a Portuguese thing, I guess. It's in the wrist that they call it. So it's called, like he would say, oh, she has the jeito. So it's like in the wrist when you would pipe cupcakes, and I was like, oh, I don't really know what that is or what that means. But, it was just like, oh, she has it in the wrist of how to decorate the cupcakes. And, still to this day, yeah, I can, pipe cupcakes really nice, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no experience, just really a home baker and, entrepreneur skills that just comes along with the territory and a part of the business. You learn as you go. There's a lot that I still have to learn, and I'm still learning every day. It's a battle with taxes and GE and a lot of other things of how to operate and inventory and social media marketing. I mean, there's just so much that responsibilities.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal, and I'm glad that you're sharing that, because a lot of people really want to follow their passion, and being an entrepreneur and following your passion is an amazing thing to do to get to work for yourself. But often they enter it without understanding all the other things that go behind the scenes. You still have to run the back end of the house. You have to be a business manager. You have to manage a team. You have to make sure those bills are paid or the electricity is off. It's a lot to keep up with. Yeah, and that's phenomenal, though.
Yeah, so learn from my husband always mentions, he's like, oh, you make it look so easy for, other people when they look at all the, social media pages, like that's just, 10% of it. So posting and, your content and, taking pictures and stuff like that. But, it's going out and walking into the store and buying ingredients. It's from that initial, jumping in the car to going to the location, picking up your ingredients, coming back, preparing it. So there's a lot of process in the making to get up to the point of that picture being taken on social media. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of work. Anyone who is starting out to be an entrepreneur, I would highly recommend to do a lot of research, really, make sure that that's really what you want to do. And especially in these times, everything as far as cost is rising. And we know that when we have to get things shipped here, it adds and tacks on so much more, expense. So just be prepared and be sure that you have either a lot saved, and you're, what you're getting into, because it's a lot of work. And especially during these trying times, I mean, we see big local companies in Oahu and other places, close their doors. So it's really important also to support local, like every day, and, as much as you can to support local. Yeah.
Amen. We always want to support our local businesses. We are really big.
Yes.
Shop Maui first. Buy local. Support our local made in Maui manufacturers. And of course, Molokai and Lanai. We don't forget our sister islands in our county. But we have to shop a little bit online with them.
Yeah.
You mentioned the tartlet as being something that you're really well known for. The chantilly, I think, very well known for. What else would you say you're best known for?
Oreo truffles. So they're like small little bites of heaven dipped in milk chocolate with sprinkles. We do have our ube cookies. Our ube cookies are super popular. We just came out with a gluten-free ube cookie, and that has been a really big hit too. So, yeah,
that's awesome. I have to say that every year, and whenever you're at the festival, and I've seen you at other events, a box of your treats is really something to behold. When you look through the box and see all the different decorations and how cute everything is, from bigger items to tiny little tucked-in cute items, all delicious. I definitely think you've got it in the wrist. I definitely think you've got that amazing talent. That's very cool that you've been able to pass that on through your family and be able to showcase that. So now you mentioned people can order online. Your location right now is currently closed, but tell everybody, do people come and pick up? Or do you deliver all the products?
Yes. So for our wholesale accounts, like Four Seasons or the Grand Wailea, Tukalani Superette, Iden Grocery, TJ's Warehouse, the Boba Bar, our wholesale outlets we deliver directly to. And then we do have people who place who go to our website and submit an inquiry, and if they have a party or event coming up, then they'll come and to our shop location and pick up. They'll just let me know like the date and what it is that they want to order. So they're amazing. Our customers are so good. And yeah, so we do window pickups here at our shop. And then if there's wedding orders, then we usually deliver to them to the location. So we're kind of out and about and here and there.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot going on, and it's really great that you know, from our, you know, just very exclusive high-end hotels to, you know, back in your neighborhood food. Well, my neighborhood food, Lonnie Super at that's right in my neighborhood. But nice to know that you've got your products in a great array across Maui. So, you know, both visitors and local residents are enjoying them. And just so great to hear how you've built all of this and continue to create. I know you're just very prolific baking artist to make all these specialty items out. And your social media, which you mentioned, is off the chart. So tell everybody a little bit about your social media handles and what they can expect to see there.
Yes, so you can follow us. We do have a TikTok, we have a Facebook, and we do have an Instagram. And it would be under at Cymz, CYMZ _ SWEET _ KRE8TIONC. So normally our Instagram is where we kind of post all of our content because sister plays a lot of roles. So I kind of only just go on Instagram. You know, so I'm the social media manager, the email person, the, you know, phone consultation person. So I play many roles within my business. But on Instagram, you can keep up with, you know, if we have extra sweets for sale during the week. And we also post those, you know, post clients' orders, our cakes that we've done over the weekend, our stories and stuff. You can kind of follow along and see what we're up to, what we're baking, you know, during the week or during the day, and where you can find where we've just delivered fresh products to, and also keep up with some events. So we do have the Color Fest coming up at the MAC that we will be a part of as vendors at the Color Fest with conjunction of the MAC and IMUA Center. So that's coming up on April 28th. And then we have a couple of events coming up in May too. And I did put in our application early already for the meeting.
I was
the first time last year, and it was so good. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know why I waited so long to attend because we had so much fun. It was awesome experience. It was so good.
Thank you so much. Well, you know, coming off of the wildfires, such a tragic time, and so many of our companies who sold to locations. We had several companies who were in Lahaina who lost everything, and they just weren't ready, but they wanted us to do the festival. And we had others who were not in Lahaina, but sold to many companies in Lahaina who had lost a lot out there as well. And yet, I mean, the community came out in such a great force. Our visitor count was down, but our count coming into the festival was a high. And we had so many people who were coming in to support local. And the atmosphere last year was really spectacular. I mean, just people were so excited, and the vendors did really well. It was a phenomenal shopping year. Our return on investment for the county was really great. And we're excited. We're excited to have you apply again, and always to see what, you know, what's new. Every year, you know, as companies, you know, have been in business a little bit longer, they keep innovating and adding new products. And so it's always fun. Every time you're going to see some of your favorites, but then you're going to be so surprised at what some of your favorite companies have been adding to the plate and new things that they've been coming up with.
Definitely. That's the exciting and fun part, that they get to showcase, you know, their creativity and their hard work, and, you know, that new product that might just be the one for a company that might be looking for that. I mean, who knows? You know, the possibilities are endless. So that it's amazing. It's an amazing show that's put on every year. So we're so blessed to be a part of it.
We are so blessed to have you, and it's just really such an exciting time. We're excited to get back and do it again this year. And I really also want to applaud you. You know, as we were talking earlier, you were sharing that during COVID times, there was so much that you were doing to help out with all those people on the front line. And we so appreciate that because that was a very brutal time. And just really for those, if you are not familiar with Cymz Sweet Creations and the beauty of not only the beauty of the work that they do, but everything is really beautiful. I mean, it's one of the most exciting gift boxes that you can get with delicious treats. But then to eat all the delicious treats, of course, is what's really spectacular. But people, I know when you serve them on a plate at a party, people are kind of like, ooh, I don't really want to mess this up.
Yeah,
they're dying.
we get that a lot. So, yeah, the most common thing is, oh my God, it's too pretty to eat, or then stuff like that. So we get that a lot. When we do.
I'm sure you do. I've had people think, I've actually had people think that that they're not real. That they're, it's meant to make your plate look pretty, or it's meant to be a decor thing. And I'm like, no, they're real. You can please just enjoy. Just really delicious. Well, I'm so glad to have you on, Cymbree, because you're just such a treasure. You're so generous and kind and giving and helping out, and you have really skyrocketed. And I appreciate you helping others understand. It's not an easy thing, but I just want to say, for a lot of people too, who we were watching on Food Network. My daughter loves to cook too, and you hear these stories where people are saying as they're moving up in different chefs programs. I was a dropout. I didn't go off to college, but you're just blown away by the careers they've made. So congratulations on all you've accomplished to make your family and community so proud. You have just done remarkable things.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, we wouldn't be here all these years if it wasn't for the community and all of those who support us and continue to support us for sure through COVID and even still now, with everything as far as, costs and stuff. So, our community really, really shows up for us, and those who are repeat customers that order from us for a baby shower to their first birthday to their 17th birthday. So, or, whichever it may be, really, 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 really fortunate for that, for the really great customer and service base that we have here in Maui and those who support us on the other islands as well, too.
Well, I'm so excited you have great support. There's an age-old saying that says, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. And of course, we know as entrepreneurs, you're still working, but you enjoy it.
For sure.
It feels less like work. So,
yeah, definitely.
That's very true with you. Well, thank you for being on the show. I hope you have a wonderful day, and just want to send blessings and aloha to you and your team.
Thank you. You as well, too. Thank you for having me again. I believe I did this maybe 2 years ago.
You did. It was a while ago. Yeah, but we're so grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cymbree. Take care and have a wonderful day.
You too. Take care. Thank you so much. Aloha.
Thank you. Aloha. It's our pleasure to have you on. Well, I'll share just before we have our next guest on, I want to share a little bit about what's going on with the SBA. We've been partnering with the SBA, and they have been here, boots on the ground, since the wildfires. And last week, the SBA announced that it approved over $300 million in disaster loans. So just shy of $106 billion was for businesses, and 100 and almost 95, just shy of 195 million, was for residents to help rebuild and recover from the Maui wildfires. I want everybody to know the SBA is still continuing to accept applications. So they have even extended for residents and businesses in Maui County who sustained property damage. They have extended the application period now through June 11th. So if you have property damage, that application deadline is now June 11th. Now, for those businesses who did not have property damage, but they are applying for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, known as EIDL, EIDL. That application deadline right now is still May 10th. So this is an important time. And also that application deadline is for those who were from Hawaii, Honolulu, Aloha, Kauai, and Maui counties in Hawaii. All of the counties there and the islands are allowed to apply for the EIDL loan, recognizing that many companies, even though they might not have been in the Lahaina area, still benefited and their business benefited over the years from being able to sell on in Maui and in Lahaina. So those loans are still available. So we want to get everybody applying for that. Now that deadline is May 10th. It's available to businesses and nonprofit organizations to help meet working capital needs caused by the disaster. So it is available regardless of whether the business suffered any property damage. And so no one is obligated, though, to accept the loan. So I've been sharing with people also because of the deferred interest and payments, 12 months deferred interest and payments, and you have another 6 months if you're offered a loan. If you go through the process and you aren't offered a loan, you have another 6 months to actually accept the loan. So you really can have 18 months deferral. This is like a great insurance policy, and everybody's just been doing their taxes. So you may now have a new financial view of what your loss might have been. So this is a great opportunity to get those applications in. Don't miss the deadline of May 11th. Get an application in, get in the consideration process. If they come back and offer you loan, or sometimes they offer you more than one option, then you can defer all of that. And we just want to also continue to remind everybody that the SBA has customer service representatives available in different locations to answer your questions about the SBA's disaster loan program, explain the application process, and help each individual complete their application. They also have interpreters. So make sure if you need an interpreter or a family or friend member needs an interpreter, go with them to the disaster recovery centers and help them get the help they need. We have the Disaster Recovery Center at the Lahaina Civic Center. That is open Monday through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Kakou Maui Relief and AIDS Service Center, that is from the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. That is at 70 East Ka'ahumanu Avenue in Kahului, Mondays through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., a little later in the day. And then the Business Resource Assessment Centers at the Maui Research and Technology Center in Kihei. That is open Monday through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And also the Maui Business Recovery Center at the Research and Technology Center, Building A, and that is open. So there's two centers actually there, an assessment center, recovery center in Kihei, also Mondays through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And applicants can also go online and apply for assistance at www.sba.gov/Hawaii-wildfires. So many ways to get help and access the SBA team and get involved. And now it's my great pleasure to welcome Annabelle Ramil-Costa, affectionately known as Belle, carries a heritage rooted in Hawaii since her great-grandfather's arrival from the Philippines in 1906, shaping a family legacy that proudly continues. She has dual degrees in fine arts and graphic design from the Academy of Art, San Francisco, and the California State University in Sacramento. Belle seamlessly blends her formal education with a global art perspective, cultivated through extensive travels across the world. She infuses her artwork with the profound meaning of aloha, representing love, peace, compassion, and mercy in Hawaiian culture. Belle endeavors to share this essence on canvas, inviting audiences to connect with the rich heritage that inspires her visionary creations. Good morning and aloha, Belle. It is so great to have you.
Good morning, aloha. Thank you for having me.
Aloha. I loved hearing that your grandfather arrived here in 1906. What a long, rich history you have and your family has in Maui.
Oh, try.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did though a DNA test to see if I was at all Hawaiian, but I'm 100% Filipino.
Well,
proud, very proud of that, though.
Very proud of that. Absolutely, I'm the hounded with the Filipino last name, but that confuses people sometimes when they see me. But it's nice that through Hawaii and through the Aloha spirit, we all get to be a part of this beautiful place. And
absolutely.
That love and peace and compassion and mercy that you mentioned, and get to raise our families here, which is so awesome.
It is
about. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Tell us a little bit about your artwork and how you started this small business.
I took a long break after college, did hospitality, worked in the service industry. But I'd say it really started during the pandemic, as, new careers actually did happen during the pandemic for many people.
Yeah.
Me. So it's Paint Aloha started about 3 years. And that was we started at farmers markets, art craft fairs, and then I opened a physical gallery about a year ago. It's located at Kihei Kalama Village.
Okay.
And so it's a small, intimate gallery. It's called Paint Aloha by ARC. My initials is Annabelle Ramil-Costa. The last name Costa is my husband. I took my husband's name. And I signed all my originals with my initials ARC. The space also serves as my art studio. So I conduct all my live paintings there. So you can walk by, you can watch me paint. So it's really fun to have people watch me or just ask questions.
I love that space. I just love walking through there all the time. It's just a fun little stop-in place to meet local artisans like yourselves, meet local businesses, and who sell to a lot of visitors and guests visiting the island. But there's so many great eateries around there too that I love to just go. Again, shop local while eating local. So it usually is the restaurant that draws me, and then after having a great meal, spending time there.
It is. I love that property. It's really fun. Even my neighbors. It's just a great community there. So yeah, this isn't just a small business venture for me. It's really a culmination of a lifelong dream. I'm fortunate to have it within Maui and surrounded by this Hawaiian culture. It's really a sanctuary, at least for me, and hopefully for others, where art and culture intertwine seamlessly. But when there's visitors, I don't think they're just patrons. When they walk in, they're in a space. They're in space where they can immerse themselves with the vibrant colors. I use very vibrant colors of Hawaiian artistry, and experience the true essence of Aloha spirit. From the moment they step through the door, they embark in this journey of discovery, creativity, and connection. And when I mean connection, I've had those who've seen my Black Rock ceremony painting, and there's an instant emotional reaction to it, especially with someone who's been there before, or they had someone who's buried in the rock. So that's something that, I've had that kind of connection.
That's amazing. I love hearing that, and I love hearing that they get to watch you do it. I mean, there's nothing more fun for me than to actually watch an artist create, and see it at the beginning, and you're sitting there. For me, anyway, I sit and I look and I think, what is that going to turn into? In the end, you're just blown away at the layers.
Exactly, right? Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are like, I don't get it. And I'm like, oh, you could come back in a week if you're still here, then you'll see it. Or you come every day and watch me paint it. And I've had others come in at least every day or every other day to see the progress. It's so cool. And that's how I
imagine they would. Yeah, that's awesome. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been doing this?
Again, I've been doing it for 3 years, but it seems like it's been, a long time for me because it's been a lifelong dream. I mean, I went to college for it a long time ago. That was about 20 years ago, and it's something every passing year I've witnessed growth within myself, and I've forged connections with others and experienced the profound impact of sharing my art with people from all over the world. I mean, my customers who obtained my art were from Germany, from Canada, from Japan, from Argentina, all over the U.S. It's been an incredible journey of self-discovery and artistic exploration, and I'm so grateful for every opportunity to spread the joy of creativity.
Yeah, it really is a gift. What did you do? You mentioned that you were in the hospitality industry before that. What were you doing before?
I worked at the Sheraton. This is the reason why I did Black Rock ceremony all the time.
Well, that explains it.
I have many versions of it.
I love that. We'll draw from that beauty, absolutely.
Yeah.
The
Sheraton. I was there for a few years, and I commuted from Kihei, but that was a fun time. You have your friends, you create friendships, and it's your work ohana, right? So, and I still, obviously, my friends are still with me today, and I don't really miss hospitality, but I miss my coworkers. My colleagues.
Yeah. Oh, that's so true. I mean, I hear stories. I've never worked in hospitality, but just you think about how much time you spend at work all the time, and sometimes we spend more time at work than we do with our families.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree. I mean, the reason why I paint Black Rock is because I worked so many hours. I took 20 minutes to take that break to watch that ceremony. I was like, okay, I'm turning off my phone for 20 minutes so I can watch the ceremony, because that was the sanctuary. It was just the moment of silence for me, or peace.
Yeah. I love being at the Sheraton and watching that ceremony. It really is remarkable. And now through your art, you're conveying, places of Hawaii and the spirit of Aloha. When people come and see, can you share some of the different styles or designs that you paint?
I call my form of painting abstract realism.
Okay.
But it's not as abstract, because you can clearly see it's Black Rock. You can clearly see it's the bamboo forest. I painted a bamboo forest couple times, but I do it in a way with different colors that doesn't make it, that does make it abstract. So I work with primarily acrylic, acrylic paint. I've done watercolor, although I was taught to only work with oils. And so when I obtained this space at Kihei Kalama Village, I was only, because I told management I was going to paint. It was going to be used as my studio. They requested water-based paint. So I had to teach myself to paint with acrylic, which was fun. It was really fun to do.
I have never used acrylic paint, so I don't, it would seem to me you'd have a timing issue.
What was that? Sorry.
It would seem to me you'd have a timing issue on how quickly it dries, or sets up.
Yes, 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 yes. It does. But it's fixable. I always say everything's fixable. It's art. No, it's art. So.
I love that.
I never,
I'm thinking, I'm thinking with oil-based, it's a little forgiving.
very true, but it's so hard to dry. I mean, I mean, it's something that would just take. It's more time, and when it comes to my space, especially, it's a lot of foot traffic, I think.
Yeah.
And so if someone comes in, or say someone comes in and buy 5 paintings, then I'm like, oh my God, I need to fill the walls. I won't be able to do that with oil paintings.
Yes.
It would probably take about 2 months to fill the wall. Whereas acrylic paintings, it'll take me probably a week.
Wow, this is really amazing. Now, you mentioned, we of course know that you have a love for black rock, and you mentioned the bamboo forest. What other things give you inspiration for your paintings?
I've painted many different versions of turtles. That is such a popular subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't count countless paintings of turtles that have been commissioned as well, and they're just hanging in other households, and whether in their bathrooms or their living room. But it's just such a popular subject, including whales, especially during whale season. Oh my gosh, that's definitely a subject I enjoy. I enjoy painting both of them, and they're actually probably the subjects I paint the most on a frequent basis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
There's sometimes go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Sometimes I hit a block, so there's become a point where I'm like, okay, now what do I do with a whale and turtle, because I've done so many. But when you go out there and you see them, you just see them play in action, and then I get my motivation again. So Hawaii just has that. It's automatic motivation.
Yeah. There's so much here to just draw you in. And I always laugh because there's so many beautiful Hawaiian words, and one of the words that people always seem to know is hodum. Yeah, they gravitate to the turtles, and you learn that word very quickly, which is cute. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a constant daily thing. It really is. I make so many prints of them, and I run out so many quickly. It's just, they gravitate. Our turtles are so. I mean, they don't expect when visitors arrive, they say they've seen turtles before somewhere else, but when they see ours, I mean, they're massive, right? They're massive, and they're close up, and they love being, not love, but they're free, and they'll swim anywhere. They'll, and it's just an awe-inspiring mammal to look at. And
yeah, you're right.
I felt
very different.
When I was swimming on the ocean, I felt something on my leg, and it's the first time I've ever touched one. I didn't touch it; it touched me, and I thought it was a rock. I'm like, I didn't realize how coarse the skin is. I was like, wow.
Huh?
But that was a great moment for me.
I've never had one bump into me like that, but I would sure love to. Hey, just they give you a little nudge. How nice that they want to be that close to you.
Right?
That's a blessing. So now, you mentioned prints. So do you also make prints of your art as well?
I do. I do make prints of my art. I do everything in-house. Because I have a graphic design background, I was able to purchase my own large format printer. I was taught to color calibrate, and
Nice.
the yeah, and high quality papers and whatnot, like everything that had, that was taught, I was able to use. And also, it's so much more financially given. I mean, instead of outsourcing it, and I've seen how much it costs to outsource, because that's what I was doing in the very beginning of Paint Aloha. I'm like, oh my gosh! So I'm like, I should do this by myself since I know how to do it already. So why not? So yes, I do
I'm glad that you know that, because the calibration of those machines for printing is very tricky. I know.
It is. Yeah.
I good friend who made clay, and it was a very tricky process.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you don't have that experience.
You have to match
you're right.
Your monitor.
It's the way that you can leverage your art and productize it in different ways where everybody can afford it is really phenomenal these days. There's so many different products you can create. Now, tell us a little bit about social media and how you share your mission of Paint Aloha with others, and how you're sharing it on social media so people can learn more about it.
Oh, yeah. My presence on social media is on Instagram, mainly on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The followers can see me, can expect to be immersed in a diverse array of content, ranging from updates of my new artwork to behind the scenes, glimpses of my creative process. It's not really a glimpse, I would say. I record about 90% of my artwork. So I have a video recording or time lapse, and I post it all on Instagram or on social media. So whenever someone buys an original, especially, or even a print, I kind of try to entice them by showing them the time lapse video of it, and so they go like, ooh, and say, oh my God, I have to buy that, because they can see me actually painting it live. So that's something I enjoy doing very much. But also, I believe in using social media as a powerful tool for forging connections, sharing the beauty of Paint Aloha, and inviting others to join me on this artistic exploration. I mean, live painting sessions to virtual gallery tours, although my gallery, even like I said, is very intimate. I still usually give them a tour of what's new or my new layout. I strive to provide my followers with a unique and engaging experience that reflects the heart and soul of Paint Aloha.
I love that. I really love that. And I think I'm sure after they buy the art too, they're probably downloading those videos to show it all with their family and friends.
They are downloadable.
That would be a really. I mean, I don't have any videos of any of the art I've bought, but I can imagine that if I had a new piece, I'd be thrilled to show my friends the video of how it came about. I think that, as you say, it really draws people in, and I'm sure it adds tremendously to the purchase, but it's also a very great gift to people as well. That's very cool.
It is. I've had many commission requests. I mean, I had a couple looking for a hummingbird, and I said, oh, well, there aren't any hummingbirds here, but I can paint one for you. And so they said, oh, my God, that'd be great. And so, I painted a hummingbird with hibiscus, and I recorded it, and it was for his grandmother, and they just loved it afterwards. And then when he gave it to her and showed her the time-lapse video, it was just, that kind of reaction and an emotional, their emotional reaction to my art, it just touches me every time. It just makes me feel, the word, I don't know, complete, knowing that I'm very critical of my artwork. You can ask my husband that. I think all of us artists are just very critical of our artwork. But when
I've worked with a lot of artists over the years, and they're very critical of their work. And it's hard for them to hear hear what others are trying to share because, or they compare it to somebody else's artwork, and it's unique in and of itself. So I understand that, but but clearly, you are touching people's lives. I mean, you're making such a positive difference to their lives.
Mm-hmm. And that's the goal. That's what I think what art is about.
It definitely is. Well, I know it's important to you. Maybe you could share a little bit about why you feel it's important to have art classes in our school system and encourage kids to be artistic and to engage them in this passion for themselves as well.
Art classes, offering art classes in the school system, it's not just important. I think it's essential. Art education plays a multifaceted role in shaping the holistic development of students. Beyond sharpening technical skills, and art classes foster creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence among students. It provides a platform for self-expression, exploration, experimentation. Art education nurtures individuality and empowers students to express themselves authentically. When I went to art classes, it just was a channel. I was able to channel my emotions. It also relieved stress, and it cultivated a sense of purpose and belonging for me. And I would coach for other students.
1 minute, Pam.
Thank you.
It's just a fast-paced world. It's increasingly complex, and the ability to think creatively and adapt to change and empathize with others is just invaluable. And both art education support are indispensable components of this for nurturing young artists. While art education provides the technical skills and knowledge for artistic expression, and support and encouragement serves as the catalyst that ignite passion, fuel creativity, and sustain motivation.
Annabelle, thank you so much. That is also true, and we want to encourage our school system to look at how we continue to bring in and expand art education in our school system. It does all of that and so much more. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your business and your artwork with us. We want to encourage everybody to look at your social media. It's been a great day sharing with our local makers today. We want to encourage you all to shop local. Think about this year's upcoming Made in Maui County Festival on November 1st and 2nd. And wish you all a wonderful week with Letters of Aloha. And hope you'll tune in again next Tuesday. Until then, I'll be home.